Today, we're diving into the absolutely chilling opening of a book that didn't just report on a crime, it basically invented a whole new genre of literature. Truman Capote's In Cold Blood. We're going to look at how Capote, with the skill of a master novelist, sets the stage for a real-life tragedy by showing us two completely different Americas on a collision course they can't escape.
So the whole story kicks off with this one simple but really ominous sentence. Right away, Capote tells you, this is a place you don't know. Holcomb, Kansas was a total blank slate, just an anonymous little town that was about to be shoved into the national spotlight for the worst reason imaginable. First up, Capote builds this world of order and innocence. He paints this picture of the American heartland, a small, quiet town that's pretty much a perfect little idyll. So let's take a look at what that world was really like. You really get this powerful sense of isolation and trust here. Holcomb was way out there, what other people in Kansas even called that out there place. It was this tiny, self-contained community, just 270 people, built on hard work and this deep, unspoken belief that you could trust your neighbors. I mean, this was a place where people felt so safe they almost never locked their doors. Think about that.
And right at the heart of this world was Herbert William Clutter. This guy was more than just a man, he was basically an institution. You know, the patriarch, the living, breathing American dream. So methodical, so principled, everybody respected him. He didn't drink, he didn't smoke, his entire life was just a monument to discipline and success. The absolute leader of his family and his community, no question.
And this is where you really see Capote's genius for structure just shine. Because at the exact same moment he's showing us this perfect world of order, another world is stirring. A world completely adrift. A world running on petty crime, desperate dreams, and just this simmering resentment.
The contrast is just, bam! It's so immediate and jarring. While Mr. Clutter is having his apple and milk, we meet Perry Smith. And his breakfast? 3 aspirin, a soda, and a cigarette. That tells you everything you need to know about his life, right? This is a guy living on the edge, haunted by these fantasies of sunken treasure in some paradise in Mexico that he just can't seem to reach.
I mean, look at this. Capote just lays out the two different Americas so clearly. On one side, you've got Herbert Clutter. He's got property, status, family. He's planning for the holidays. And on the other, Perry Smith, an ex-con whose only possessions are a few things in a suitcase and a desperate, dangerous plan. They're living in the same country at the exact same time, but they might as well be in completely different universes.
And then the other half of this dark duo shows up. Perry's partner, Dick Hickok, arrives with this chilling promise. It's the way he says it, you know? That casual, almost sweet word, honey, paired with the brutal plan to blast them. It's just deeply, deeply unsettling. Their collision course with the Clutters is now officially in motion, all disguised as a simple hunting trip.
Now, to really crank up the tension, Capote does something brilliant. He takes us back to the Clutters, walking us through every little detail of Saturday, November 14th, 1959. He shows us the final, ordinary hours of their lives, because we, the readers, know the terrible secret they don't. This is their last day.
Think about these details. An apple and milk, a phone call about a cherry pie, helping a friend with a trumpet solo. It's all just the normal, innocent stuff of family life. Mr. Clutter even waits up for his daughter, like any dad would, worried about her curfew. And it's this very normality, this everydayness, that makes the violence that's coming just so completely and profoundly heartbreaking. And right at the center of that last day was Nancy. By all accounts, she was perfect, the town darling, you know? Class president, straight-A student, always helping people out. But she was also just a normal teenager, worried about normal teenage things, like her dad not liking her boyfriend. And then there's this one detail that's just utterly chilling in hindsight. She told her friend her dad seemed worried about something.
Wow, this is such a sad, powerful moment. Nancy's mother, Bonnie, was this fragile woman who had what the family just called her little spells. And she says this to a young neighbor. Think about it. In this huge house, full of success and stability, Bonnie feels like she doesn't belong, so she clings to her tiny miniature collection. This quote just perfectly captures her loneliness, and in a way, it foreshadows how everything is about to be taken away from them.
And what about this moment? Strangers with guns show up on his land. But you know, this is Holcomb. This is a world of trust. So when they offer to pay him to hunt, he just laughs and says, "I'm not as poor as I look. Go ahead, get all you can."
It's just this incredible gesture of generosity and confidence. This is a man who has absolutely no reason to be afraid of the world, and it's his final act of kindness.
And now, it's happening. The two separate, parallel worlds we've been watching are finally, horribly, about to crash into each other. As the Clutter family settled in for the night, safe in their beds, that black Chevrolet with Dick and Perry inside was closing in on River Valley Farm.
See, this wasn't random, and this is where Capote makes us look at the killer's cold, twisted logic. They had a plan. They thought it was a cinch, a surefire score. It's this chilling contradiction, isn't it? This methodical, careful preparation for an act of pure chaos, a complete violation of everything that Clutter's world represented.
And this is the moment. The idyll is just shattered. The violence is fast, it's total, and it happens in complete silence. The trusting community just down the road hears nothing. And notice how Capote says it ended 6 human lives. He means the 4 Clutters, of course, but he also means Perry and Dick, because in that moment, their lives, as they knew them, were over too. The sound that nobody heard would soon echo across the entire country and maybe end an entire era of American innocence.
And that's the question Capote leaves us with at the end of this first act. It's not just about a crime, right? It's about this terrifying idea that the safe, orderly world the Clutters lived in could just be invaded and completely destroyed by the desperate, chaotic world of Perry and Dick. It's a question that gets at the dark possibilities hidden just under the surface of ordinary life. And frankly, it's a question America is still wrestling with today.